Welcome to episode L of Robot Kangle Season Kangle. We are back doing more robotics and more chaos, and we have so many more fights for you tonight. We have 7 amazing fights. But before that, let's look at the tournament implications now. If you're sitting at 1 win, I'm looking at you, Ramplan, Enforcer, El Dominador, Complete Control, and Bung. You need to win. If you're sitting at 2 wins, I'm not going to say your names, but you know who you are. You need to get to 3 wins so you're qualified. So please do that today. Or don't.
That was a handful. But yes, as you can see, this is the last episode, and the bracket reveal will be at the end. So stick around and watch that. Not because I want you to see it, but because I want you to give me ad revenue. But looking at this main fight card, we have a very fancy main event. But first, we'll have Krusty Grab Blip, Bung Electric Boogaloo in the best fight ever, Complete Control Enforcer, El Dominador Pizza Time, Lolo Man Mad Catter, Ramplane Stingray. Those 2 are both highlighted because they both sucked. But looking at the main event, this should be a real amazing episode for that number 1 seed between these 2 rookie bots that have really shown up this season.
Yeah, definitely. These rookies have looked amazing, and I'm excited to see those 2 bots square off. But first, let's check out Krusty Grab versus the Blip. 2-1 Krusty Grab looking pretty solid this season. I mean, that lifter has done its job. Going up against a bot like Blip, it might be tough to get under. But if Krusty Grab can utilize those forks to their advantage, which they have, I mean, it might be a solid win for them.
Yeah, Krusty Grab, of course, they stumbled a bit against Loki, but still looked very good in that fight. So it's going to be interesting to see how they fare here. But going over to Blip, one of the few undefeated robots left. And at the end, if they win this, they'll be one of the 2 left. But, of course, they have had some issues with their flipper, but they've still shown that it can be decently effective. And we'll have to see how they can do against Krusty Grab, which is one of the lighter bots in the field.
Yeah, definitely. Blip competing for, at least a 3 seed in this match. If they can go undefeated this season, they can probably get a 2 seed. And, with a decently solid strength of schedule, Blip is looking pretty good this year.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to see how they fare in this matchup between 2 bots with many forks. There are many, many forks. And the bite, Blip quick out of the blocks. That is the fastest,
blocks. I think. You said blocks again. You did this last episode.
That's how they used to say it in BattleBots for some reason. I don't understand it. But
they said blocks?
Yeah, I don't know why.
They're squares.
I don't know.
But yeah, both of these robots kind of circling around each other, trying to just fight for position.
We're seeing some glorious fork wars. Looks like both of them kind of conflicting each other. Blip, that little thingy is stuck up and they can't flip with that thingy up there.
The thingamabob.
The thingamabob. Oh, but look at that. What camaraderie from that beautiful Krusty Grab. Flipping it back down, and very even fight so far because not much really happened.
Yeah, definitely. Both robots struggling to get under each other. Really struggling to do much. There's a nice little attempt at a flip there, but Krusty Grab comes up empty-handed against Blip.
Yeah, Blip. Ooh,
nice
that was
there,
close. Though. Blip, we have never seen it self-right, so if it gets flipped, we don't know how good it's going to be, but ooh, the flipper getting a good shot there, but in the end, Krusty Grab, it's very crusty, it's very grabby, and it can, of course, self-right from any angle.
Yeah, definitely no problem for them, but they need to get under Blip. It seems like Blip might be a bit heavy for them.
Blip is a pretty large robot. You can definitely tell that it's a bit bigger than the real one probably would be. And ooh, a good flip there, back again and again. That flipper definitely showing some good power in this match, and I think Krusty Grab a little bit stuck. Can they free themselves?
Is Blip gonna just leave them there? And no, nope. They will get down.
They are back down, and Blip getting
not where you want to be if you're Blip. Can Krusty Grab capitalize?
Looks like they're not able to do that. That lifter having a few issues getting engagement. Blip looking once again, they're showing some very solid aggression and control in this match, and once again getting a nice little toss there. They've really shown that Flipper has improved a good bit this season, and that's really what they're looking for, especially for a bot that's aiming for a high seed. And
ooh, it's one of those forks, lifting forks on Krusty Grab have come off, and it just seems like Blip has been the more effective flipper here. By number of flips, both of these robots look pretty even, but by just effectiveness of flips, Krusty Grab really not able to do much to Blip with its flips.
Yeah, it feels like Krusty Grab really struggling to find that opening. They have to find a way to get around part of Blip and see what they can do here to get back into this match. They have a good opening near the back, but not able to do a whole lot with it. Uh-oh! They've been eaten!
Just swallowed up by the screws there. I mean,
those screws don't reverse because that would obstruct the shot, and we can't have that. We can't do that. My apologies, Krusty Grab, but you just
got taken to the shadow.
He got taken to a different dimension. So Blip, I mean, they were dominating most of that. Well, maybe not dominating, but still controlling most of that fight. They definitely seem to be the superior bot. And in the end, they're undefeated. A very promising performance from a bot that we definitely didn't expect to see doing this well. But good performance for them. For Krusty Grab, I mean, you lost in probably the funniest way you possibly could.
Yeah, definitely. Just kind of, you know, it's just a little yoink.
He stole him. The screws grabbing them. Very fun way to end that fight, but Blip undefeated. Now we have Bung.
Bung.
You really can't say much. This fight is going to be quite the emotional roller coaster, if you will. You got Bung. They're 1 and 2. Don't really know how much hope they have left, but in the end, it's fun.
It is a fun robot.
And they're fighting another robot, which could be classified in the category of fun, and that is Electric Boogaloo. But Electric Boogaloo is 2 and 1. A win here, and they probably get a spot in the tournament.
This fight has serious tournament implications, which I never thought I'd be saying in a fight between Bung and Electric Boogaloo.
I'm really hoping to see some good thwack attacks from Bung and maybe some... Wait. Never mind. Forget I said anything. I'm hoping to see a good match between these two. Hoping to see some good engagement from both of these oddball designs, but let's see what happens here.
And the bots are off, thwacking around madly, and Bung fires its little, bung.
Yeah, it's a Bung. So Bung trying to get that Bung underneath Electric Boogaloo, which it should be able to do because Electric Boogaloo is many things, low is not one of them. And we're seeing some good thwacking action, seeing they can get that thwacker into some spots to get some good hits on the Bung, but Bung unfazed by that thing.
Yeah, I mean, Electric Boogaloo not really able to land a shot, but neither is Bung. Both of these robots just kind of driving around wildly. It seems like they're just not able to place that tack where they need to.
It looks like that tack, uh-oh, it's getting loose.
No.
Uh-oh. We have seen this before where Electric Boogaloo takes off their little thwacker and becomes a spinner, but now spinning wildly and Bung going for a murderous charge. Electric Boogaloo still spinning madly. Oh, a good attack there from Bung.
And yeah, that little back piece is definitely coming off. I wouldn't say it's to Bung's credit, but they watched it happen.
Oh, and they threw it, and now Electric Boogaloo, they have unlocked their second form. It's like a boss battle. The first stage is the thwacking arm, the second stage is the spinner.
They're a full-body vertical spinner right now, which I don't think I've ever seen before.
It's like Huge, but if Huge was designed by a moron. And we're seeing Bung trying to get underneath. It's a very interesting fight, to say the least. And Bung getting them back.
Bung kind of getting chewed up by that full-body vertical spinner, but kind of grabbing.
They've eaten them! Bung has consumed Electric Boogaloo, showing them to the crowd, but they're going to have to be unstuck because that is just not morally correct. And in the end, they're both separated. This fight has delivered in many things. I don't know what, but it's been interesting to say the fight. It's kind of a fight. It's a fight between, like, imagine two full-grown men with chainsaw arms just spinning around, and oh, it's gyroing! It's gyroing!
Look at the gyroscopic force on that bad boy. That's the power of that full-body vertical spinner.
I mean, I think in terms of damage, that devastating spinner of Electric Boogaloo definitely getting it some points there. No damage from Bung. They really got to pick up some damage points if they want this win. Because Electric Boogaloo, vicious and killer. I don't think we have to... Okay. Well, Bung won. I don't really know what else to say about that fight. I think that wins the record for the weirdest fight we have ever had.
Was that a fight? I don't think it was a fight.
It was more of... It was a competition of some sort. So, I mean, Electric Boogaloo just kind of shedded its parts, threw its thwacking arm brilliantly, and then Bung just ate it. They got a good, tasty bite, so that reveals what their main weapon is. It is not a catapult, it is not a flipper, it is an eater.
An eater bot, the first of its kind, and you know, it looked pretty solid. Look at that gyro on Electric Boogaloo. Look at that, that's just sheer weapon power, and then...
That happened. So in the end, Bung finishing 2-2. Good for them. What a fight.
Good job, Bung. Time for more robots.
It's complete control, and... You know, sometimes you're just left with questions. And I think the biggest question that has ever been questioned is how did this robot win Season 5? Considering now it's just so bad.
Hey, but it's 1 and 2.
It is 1 and 2.
It won a fight.
Wins another, actually, maybe it could sneak into the Desperado.
Yeah, definitely. And Enforcer also 1 and 2. These are two more, classic robots. They're older to the channel, both veterans, I'd say.
Veterans. Enforcer, they've been around here a while through the thick, the thin, and the moderately thick, and the moderately thin, but they definitely have to grab a win here, both of them do. We'll see which one can take the edge. Haven't seen a lot of action from that hammer this season, but maybe that thin armor of complete control could be very susceptible. But let's get down to the box and see what happens.
It's Robo time.
Robo time. And the fight is underway. We are actually seeing some faster maneuverability from complete control, which has been lacking recently. That is a good sign. See if they can get that lifter in position. Some good hammer attacks from Enforcer.
Yeah, and both robots, just kind of flailing wildly. Enforcer, doing what they do best and just swinging that hammer, but,
Uh-oh. Once again, a robot has been eaten by the screws, but those screws do reverse. So in the end, back into the fray is complete control, trying to land some lifts. That lifter, I don't know when the last time it's actually gotten a lift. It got a lift! Yay! So complete control finally getting a lift this season. Good for them. And now, some beautiful hammer on lifter action, and they grab them and threw them on their head. I don't think that's how it's supposed to work, but to their credit, it worked.
It did work, and they did get a nice little throw, and they do it again.
Brilliant.
Solid control by complete control. Are they returning to form?
Maybe. The issue is that their lifter is a little bit off the ground.
A little bit off.
It seems that their strategy is just to go hammer mode and just rain terror onto Enforcer. Enforcer getting some good pushes. Getting some good engagement there. Almost caught by the screws, but they get away. This fight is very strange so far. Really, this episode has been strange so far. A lot of very weird things have happened so far.
Yeah, definitely. Complete Control trying to replicate their hammer strategy and just be a hammer against a hammer and flip them somehow.
Yeah, I mean, there's some good pushes once again by Enforcer. Complete Control getting away, trying to get some more position to do something that may or may not work. Really, this fight, I don't even know if you would give an edge to at this point. I mean, Enforcer's gotten some good pushes, but I think Complete Control has some style points for those beautiful attacks at the start of the fight, but some good pushes there again by Enforcer. Really not a whole lot going on between these two. Very interesting, just lackluster fight.
Yeah, both bots doing kind of a whole lot of nothing, just chilling.
Ooh, some good use of the arena drum there in the back by Complete Control. In a fight with very non-factor weapons, that could definitely play a role here. And once again, a good solid push there by Enforcer. As we enter into the almost end of this fight, we'll see if any of them can make one last move at the end. Probably not.
Yeah, no. I mean, both of these robots are just really slow. Really just not doing a whole lot. I don't think Enforcer has stopped swinging that hammer the entire fight.
Yeah, it's a very robust mechanism, but in the end, some good hammer hits from Complete Control there. A callback to the long-lost Petunia robot from 2018 that used its clamper as a hammer. Shout out if you know that. But in the end, very strange fight.
Very, very strange. I mean, Complete Control got eaten by those screws, and then they did a little bit of munching with that little lifter that they got there, and they did some more munching onto the hammer.
In the end, I mean, they really... I guess in terms of which robot used the weapon more, you could say that Complete Control used their lifter pretty effectively, but it did feel like Enforcer got a lot of solid pushes that Complete Control really couldn't counter.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is going to be a tough fight to decide. Both robots get a little bit of control in Complete Control, definitely not in complete control of this one. We'll see how the judges look at it. Of course, we score on damage, aggression, and control, a 15-point scale, 5 points each category. And let's see who the judges go with in this one.
And they give it to, Complete Control by the skin of their teeth.
There's no skin on your teeth.
By the metal of their screws, Complete Control gets the victory in one of the most lackluster fights I think I've ever seen. But getting to the next one, we have El Dominador. He is ruthless, he is dangerous, he is very macho.
It lost to Silver Star.
Yeah, that's the problem. You can give it some leeway because in the end, this robot is ancient. It's from the dinosaur age. Same goes for its opponent too in Pizza Time. This is a battle of two very old, grizzled veterans. Pizza Time, a victory could give them a spot, but in the end, we really haven't seen a whole lot of them this season. They've not really shown a whole lot, even with those two wins.
Their fights have been so boring.
That is true. We didn't even show the first two. It's just not had the most fun season, but in the end, victory here, you could make a run, but it's going to be an interesting matchup. Two kind of similar designs with scoops, except Pizza Time has a quote-unquote scooper.
It does not have a
scoop. But let's go down to the box and see who wins this one. And the fight is underway. We're seeing some good speed out of the box, and a good grab there from Pizza Time. That's a good start for them.
Yeah, definitely what you want if you're Pizza Time. Just kind of get around to the side, scoop.
No more
scoop.
No more scoop.
No more
and
scoop.
Just like that, they can no longer get the ground clearance that they would need to get those scoops. So now El Dominador could have free reign here to just push and do what they please to Pizza Time, and now it looks like that lance impaling a bit. That devastating lance, so dangerous, so devastating, but now they've got a good push, and Pizza Time managing to get away. They can't really do a whole lot, though.
Yeah, Pizza Time just looks like an anglerfish out there dangling around that little pizza. Just, these fights make me question my sanity.
That is pretty fair, but we are seeing some good little engagement there from the beautiful boy that is El Dominador. Dominador getting back around, trying to... and they got a flip. Brilliant.
Nice job, El Dominador.
I am surprised they managed to do that. Now, flopping around like a fish is Pizza Time, but they get back on their head.
Some nice control and aggression there from El Dominador. That's exactly what you want if you're them, not to lose to Silver Star.
Yeah, but we are seeing actually a very solid performance here so far from El Dominador. We might be tired and might be very out of energy right now, but in the end, wow! A very good maneuver there.
Yeah, definitely.
El Dominador really putting on a good show here. Obviously, they don't have the best resume, but a win here maybe could sneak them in as a low seed in that Desperado. We are seeing some good attacks there, and once again, a good ram there.
Yeah, wow, that wedge is really going to town on Pizza Time, just kind of able to do whatever they want.
This old classic design really putting on a show here, once again getting a flip. This is quite the performance for them so far. Definitely the best I think we've ever seen them work. And Pizza Time. Get away from that pit. Look like they're trying to navigate around. Can they manage to get out of that corner?
El Dominador is going to come back there and get them in themselves.
Oh, no.
No, never mind.
So Pizza Time. Another just strange fight, but in the end, El Dominador, you gotta give them credit where credit is due. They showed up in that fight and took advantage of a clearly wounded, clearly confused Pizza Time, and they are a very overall solid bot this season. Not the best. They lost to Silver Star, but they've had some good performances.
Yeah, definitely some solid rams. I mean, when that wedge is moving quick, that's exactly what you want. Just those big slams into the wall, And I mean, they could take down any bot if they drive like that, but they just, they need to be on point the entire fight in order to make that happen.
Yeah, and in the end, Pizza Time, they had a good start, but those wins were pretty hollow. Might be safe to say their season is down the drain. Now, there were 2 fights that have been highlighted. You might wonder, oh, why didn't I show both of them? Because they're really bad. In the end, we have Mad Catter against Lolo Man. Lolo Man able to dictate the pace well because Mad Catter was having some issues with their wedge and spinner. And in the end, the fight ended up going to a knockout, double KO victory for Lolo Man in that one. The other one, Ramplan versus Stingray. Stingray got out of the blocks quickly and managed to land some pretty good flips onto Ramplan and started the fight more decisive. But as the fight went on, we saw Ramplan slowly pick up more steam and start to dictate the pace more. And it was a very close fight that ended up going to a decision, but the victory was in the cards for Ramplan, them finishing their resume at 2-2 after an 0-2 start, looking for potentially a Desperado or tournament spot.
And now it is time for what could be the best fight of the season. 3-0 Hive Smashin, 3-0 Loki. I mean, this fight could not have more stakes. This is to decide the #1 overall seed in this year's tournament.
Maybe one of the biggest fights we have done. And the surprising thing is these are 2 rookie robots. I don't think we have ever had a deciding fight for the #1 seed be between 2 robots that are of this caliber of rookies, but they have really shown how this season has been defined by these newer robots really competing and giving some challenge to the older guard. Hive Smashin was one of those robots. Absolutely devastating weapon, one of the strongest this season, but Loki, they're going to put up a very, very good fight here.
I mean, both of these robots have their statement wins. I mean, Hive Smashin with their win against Hypershock and Blindside, And I mean, Loki with their wins against Ocean Man. These guys are legit. These bots are legit. They're strong. They get what they need done. We have a very offense-oriented bot going up against a very defensive-oriented bot in Loki. And this is just going to be a great fight. I'm excited for this.
This is going to be a very fun fight. I'm excited to see which of these robots can take it. A battle for the #1 seed and basically control of the bracket. If things go their way, let's get down to this main event. And the fight is underway. Quick out of the blocks. There is Loki not using that grabber. Seems like they're going to be waiting for them to get the perfect attack. And we're seeing that spin up of Hive Smash and trying to land some good hits.
Yeah, that's definitely what you want. Just that nice box rush out of the gate. That'll get Hive Smashin on the ropes. And they're doing a good job right now, kind of deflecting them upwards.
Yeah, we're seeing, a good engagement there. It's going to come down to who can better utilize the box, who can better utilize their weapon. And right now, both of them getting a few moments. That big wedge doing a good job at countering, but there are still some very nice shots getting in there for Hive Smash and trying to do some damage.
Yeah, definitely Hive Smashin. If they can get to those wheels, that can be very good for them. I mean, we did see Blindside earlier, a couple episodes ago, take off a wheel of Hypershock, so Hive Smashin is just as strong. If they can manage to do that, that would be awesome.
That would be a very, very exciting. But right now we are still seeing, that grabber mistimed, and now it is descended, and that means that Loki will have to do a much better job at positioning to get underneath and get a good grab onto Hive Smashin. Hive Smashin staying well poised, a bit sporadic, but in the end they are picking and choosing some very good shots.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so far Loki not able to engage that grabber, which is kind of what you want if you're Hive Smashin. You really want to keep that as a non-factor in this fight and really just go to town on tearing them up, but using their wedge to their advantage pretty well. Yeah,
this is a very, very close match between these two. They both have their moments, and there's a good grab, but not able to hold it.
Not able to hold it on, but that grabber is up now, so definitely good if you're Loki.
But they got a
nice little push. They don't even need the grabber. They just push him right in. And solid performance from Loki.
And just like that, we have our #1 seed. Loki takes down Hive Smashin in a very thrilling fight. They showed some very good aggression, showed the control, and in the end, that is our #1 seed. The Bashbots competitor cleaning up the field. What a fight it was between these two. Credit to Hive Smashin, they fought hard, but not hard enough.
Yeah, I mean, Hive Smashin still probably going to have a very high seed, losing to the #1 overall Loki. That's no shame in that. They put up a good fight here, able to get some nice shots on the wheels, almost got them in the pit actually, but it just wasn't enough. Loki's, clamper was kind of a non-factor in this fight, but their wedge was just able to push them into the pit, get around them, and it was no more Hive Smashin.
Very fun fight between these two. In the end, our number 1 seed will be Loki. Very fun performance for them, but let's get to that bracket reveal. 12 episodes. 7 fights per episode, except for 2 of them. Many fights. And now we are at the glorious moment where we reveal who is in and who is out. Gotta have one last look at the big board, and as you can see, only 2 robots managed to survive, and in the end, this is a lot of 2-win robots, and this is going to be a tough field to decipher.
Yeah, I mean, the 4 and 3-win bots are obviously in automatically, pretty much. Those 2-win bots, there's not a whole lot of 2-win spots left. I mean, there are only 16 seeds, so a lot of them are going to be going home empty-handed, and, that's a shame. But let's take a look at the first little section of our tournament.
We have the Northwest region. We have the 1 seed. That is no mystery who that will be. There will be a mystery who that 16 and 8 and 9 seeds are. As we can see, of course, that 16 seed still yet to be determined by the Desperado, but we have Rampage against Snowblind. That should be a very interesting fight.
Snowblind getting a 9 seed is surprising to me. I mean, they were undefeated all season, and then that little stumble at the end, that definitely hurt them.
Definitely, but this region, Loki would be expected to come out on top here, but we could definitely see one of those other robots maybe pull off something, especially that 16 seed, if it's a bot that's a real threat. So this should be a very fun region, definitely a good one to watch. We have the Northeast region going across the 2 seed. It would probably be expected to see Blip here as the other undefeated robot, but let's see how this is all said and done. Oh!
Ocean Man getting the 2 seed over Blip.
Ocean Man, Abomination, Atomic Green, and Lolo Man. Very surprising that Blip did not take it, but we'll have Ocean Man, Abomination, a rematch, and Atomic Green is that 7 seed. A very dangerous one in that. Same with Lolo Man.
Yeah, Abomination getting that 15 seed, a 2-win bot, so good for them, securing that win, and that win over Snowblind. I mean, that hurt Snowblind, and it worked wonders for Abomination.
Definitely. Now going down 1 to the Southeast region, the 6, 11, 3, and 14. Definitely expect to see Blip here. It'd be crazy if they didn't manage to get this spot. And they do, but they draw Hypershock.
A 14 seed Hypershock is definitely an underseeded Hypershock. That is going to be brutal. Also, Bot of Italy at the 6 seed, Ice Wave at the 11 seed, a 3-win Ice Wave and a 3-win Bot of Italy. Both of those bots looking to, make a run in this tournament.
Definitely. Ice Wave is the weakest ranked 3-seeded 3-win bot, but in the end, they'll have a pretty tough match with Bot of Italy. That'll be a fun one to watch, though. We'll have to see how that one plays out. Then we go, the final region, the Southwest region. A lot of bots still in there. Cyclone, Hyper Cyclone, and Hive Smashin still on the board. Expect to see them here, and of course we do.
Yeah, Hive Smashin secures that 4 seed. Cyclone secures the 5 seed, but Cyclone blindside.
Once again,
a first round match.
What a fight that is going to be. That is a real exciting matchup as the 5-12. That's going to be an absolute barn burner. Krusty Grab in the middle of these 3 massive horizontal spitters. That is a really crazy draw for them.
Yeah, really unlucky side of the bracket for them, but overall, that is our tournament, and that is how it's going to play out. Let us know who you think is going to go all the way. Of course, our top seeds in each region. Loki, 2 is Ocean Man, 3 being Blip, and 4 being Hive Smashin.
What a bracket this is going to be. A ton of very talented robots in this field, but in the end, many robots did not get here. But next episode, the Desperado tournament happens. Many robots hoping to vie for that last spot. 8 robots with one last chance. Which robots will they be? Which robots are in? Which robots are out? Going to be an absolute exciting episode next week. But for now, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. The end of the regular season and the postseason is coming up.
Get ready for more chaos. We'll see you in the next one. Next week.